The following is a presentation of the HAN Network, the leader for local news, sports, and more in southwestern Connecticut.
Live from New Canaan High School, this is the HAN Network's presentation of FCIAC Tailgate. We are back. Frank Renito sitting alongside John Kovach, Kevin Coleman, and Kate Chaplensky. And I want to start by saying, first of all, everyone looks absolutely great. I do want to thank my mom, though. This fancy new tie for Christmas. I've been holding out.
I don't know, Frank. I think John wins the tie award tonight.
I know. I'm coming out here thinking my football fan tie is great, but that is some next level stuff.
I'm going to bring it. I want to elevate things, and that's just how I'm going to roll.
Well, we are happy to have you along, John. You've been on the sidelines for so long. We're happy now that you are up here in the booth with us. And right out of the gate, we've got a very exciting weekend of football.
Oh, what a fun weekend we're going to have. We've got St. Joe's New Canaan tonight. We've got Greenwich versus Trumbull at Sacred Heart University tomorrow at 2:30. And you've got games that really set the stage. If they're not elimination games, they're pretty close to it.
All 17 teams in the conference are in action this weekend. 8 cross-conference games with Norwalk, the lone out-of-conference game. Is there one right now for you, Kevin, that really stands out?
I mean, the game tonight obviously is a big one. We have to look over at Darien Richfield, I think, over at Tiger Hollow tonight. That's another big game because you have that winning streak on the line for the Blue Wave. Could you imagine if the Tigers pulled an upset at home?
It's a rematch of the Class Double-L State Championship as well. Darien, the popular pick right now, but the Tigers may be going a little bit under the radar. And, of course, as always, Kate, we've got a couple community pieces going on as well today. What can we expect from you?
That's right. So a little later in the show, we're going to be talking with Tracy Masella, and she's actually host of our Straight Talk with Tracy show that airs once a month on HAN. We're going to be talking about kind of the purpose of that show, a little background on it, and what you can expect in the coming months. I'm also going to be talking, Frank, with Kevin Butler and the principal at St. Joseph High School about their new health and wellness center. So looking forward to that. And, of course, I'll be making my uneducated guesses. Though, really, it's been 2 years going to football games, with HAN Network, so it's not as uneducated as it used to be, I would say.
A little less loyalty to Ludlow, possibly, too, now with John sitting up here. So the GPA boosted there for sure. But, that show, Straight Talk with Tracy, once a month on Thursday mornings, has been great so far. We're looking forward to more of that. And we spoke with Kevin Butler a little bit in person during the FCIAC tour. The Health and Wellness Center, I'm very excited to see what he and the principal have to say about that. We're going to have more footage from the tour. We'll look back on our interviews with the captains of New Canaan High School and St. Joseph High School. Their football captains getting ready for tonight. A lot of foreshadowing in that game. John, we've seen both these teams in action now through preseason scrimmages. Let's talk about the takeaways first for the visiting St. Joe's Cadets.
They are going to run a fast offense. You talk about NASCAR, this is a drag strip package they will run sometime. When I saw them scrimmage, they were coming to the line before the previous play was over. They will bring pressure. They are going to come at Drew Pine from every angle. He's not going to know where it's coming from. They mix up the blitzes great. However, where I saw some problems that they told me they were working to fix was on the perimeter, the secondary, the corners, the safeties, some communications issues, some footwork issues. Just the kind of thing Drew Pine will feast on if you let him.
And talking about Drew Pine, Kevin, we saw a lot of him last season in that rookie freshman year. And, of course, we got a good dose from over the summer, grip it and rip it. What are you expecting from the sophomore now in year 2?
I think he's only getting better, guys. I think you look at what he did last year throughout the tape. Yes, it was very impressive, not only with his arm but with his feet as well. I think you looked at times, and it was really in awe how he could run out of the pocket. But I think this year he's going to be a little bit more balanced in the pocket. I think you're going to see him try and be a little bit more patient. Yes, I think they lost a little bit on the line, but I think you're going to see him more mature Drew Pine this year.
4 FCIAC teams played in state championship games last year. All 4 of those teams are squaring off this weekend. We've got the Class L champion and the Class M runner-up coming up at 7 o'clock. Pregame at 6:45 here at Dunning Field between the Rams and the Cadets. We're going to step aside quickly. When we get back, Kate will be joined with her first guest as FCIAC Tailgate rolls on the HAN Network.
Had a sports injury or slip and fall that needs immediate care? Coastal Orthopedics Walk-In Urgent Care gives you direct access to orthopedic specialists fast without an appointment. Biking, golf, tennis, soccer, whatever the sports injury is, sprain or fracture, Coastal Orthopedics Walk-In Urgent Care can help. Open 7 days a week now at 3 locations. The iPark Building at 761 Main Avenue, Norwalk, 36 Old Kings Highway South in Darien, or in the Westport Medical Center at 323 Riverside Avenue, Westport. Go to coastalorthoct.com. Like them on Facebook.
Changing, water temps dropping, and the sun is setting a little earlier each day. But there's still a lot of great boating, fishing, and coast time left before we see the first snow. And above all, remember, it's always summer at the Dock Shop. With loads of new fishing tackle and accessories, clothing, jewelry, and home decor, the Dock Shop is just what you need when you start to feel that New England autumn chill. Boater, beach bum, fisherman, or simply love the New England coast, this is a unique place to shop. The Dock Shop, 51 Tokenique Road, Darien, 609 Riverside Avenue, Westport, dockshop.com.
I'm Tracy Masella, a licensed clinical social worker at Silver Hill Hospital in New Canaan. Join me each month as we talk with experts on the front lines of the treatment of mental health and addiction. Straight Talk with Tracy, a Silver Hill Hospital production, airs at 12 p.m. on the second Thursday of each month here on the HAN Network.
Back to FCIAC Tailgate on the HAN Network. I'm Kate Chapunski, and my guest right now is a face familiar to the HAN Network. It's Tracy Masella, who is a licensed clinical social worker at Silver Hill Hospital and the host of Straight Talk with Tracy, which airs each month, the second Thursday of the month on the HAN Network. Tracy, so happy to have you here.
Thank you for having me. This is really fun.
And you're rocking some New Canaan pride.
Yes, I am. Very proud. I'm a proud New Canaanite.
So Straight Talk with Tracy has really just been a great addition to our lineup on the HAN Network. It's a Silver Hill Hospital production. And just, talk a little bit about your goal for the show. Explain it a little bit.
Yeah, it's been really fun for us as well. What our goal was to start conversations. We wanted the show to be really conversational. So I have guests on that are experts in their field. And we talk about subjects in a broad range of mental health issues, from substance abuse to dealing with an adolescent who might be developing a mental health issue, to family issues, to chronic pain. All of these issues, we start a conversation, and we want that conversation to kind of ripple out. So we've been finding that the show is gaining popularity with both clinicians and members of the community, which is wonderful. So
no, it's been great to see. And as someone sitting in on those recordings, watching the show, they're just really, the conversations really flow, and they go to interesting places that you wouldn't necessarily think of. And it's kind of that you're speaking to those experts and you have those people there. And I know our first couple of episodes kind of focused around teenagers and communicating with your teens and roller coasters and Ferris wheels. And that's your area of expertise, right?
It is, yeah. I started at Silver Hill 9 years ago, actually, and worked with adults primarily. And then about 4.5 years ago, joined Dr. Aaron Krasner, who was my first guest. And we developed we revised an adolescent program at Silver Hill. So that has become not only my area of expertise, but also my passion, is working with adolescents and families. Yeah.
And what's really exciting, as you said, there's been a lot of great feedback from the community. People sharing these shows, especially the one about communicating with teens. Really great information there.
Yes.
You guys even did a little role playing in that one. I think you were the teenager. You played it quite perfectly.
That's the fun part. Yeah.
And since then, there's been some other great topics. I know we talked about eating disorder awareness. In September, chronic pain with Dr. Chris Cutter. It's pain. September is Chronic Pain Awareness Month.
Right.
So that was a really interesting topic. Is it interesting for you to learn about some of this stuff that maybe isn't your area of focus?
It really is. I work with these folks every day, although we're a bit siloed in our different, areas, our different programs.
Right.
So, yeah, I learn something every time I talk to these experts, these colleagues of mine. It's really interesting. And as you said, the conversation, we have a few talking points that we start with, that we talk about with our guests, but the conversation just goes, and it's mostly out of my curiosity. So my guests have been really game, and we have some good shows coming up too.
Yeah, that is exciting. Coming up next week, actually, is going to be the chronic pain episode with Dr. Chris Cutter.
Very interesting. A lot of discussion about the use of opiates. I know that's a really hot topic. And when is it appropriate? We can't throw the baby out with the bathwater. There is a need for opiate pain management, but when has it has become such an epidemic? So how can we work with that?
And in October, tell us about the show that's coming up that month.
Yeah, so we went a little outside of the Silver Hill community, not too far. We worked with Randy Silverman, who started the Youth Mental Health Project. And it's a family support group that she runs, mostly in Westchester, but they are expanding. And it's a wonderful program that they're running. It was built off of her experience as a mom trying to navigate the mental health field as a non-clinician. And she has a wealth of expertise that she's wanting to share with the community.
It's a really great discussion. And we want people to kind of respond to the show, ask questions, send comments. How can they do that?
Yes, ask the doctor at silverhillhospital.org.
Yeah.
Just
easy to remember.
Yeah, ask the doctor. And yeah, we really want people in the community. What are they finding helpful about the show? What are they wanting to hear more of? That's what we want to know. So we have a couple things in the pipeline, but we're always looking for new topics.
And if you haven't watched it yet, you can see all those episodes on demand at HAN.network. As we said, there's been an LGBTQ episode that was so informative. Eating disorders, communicating with teens, so many great topics. And again, a brand new episode next Thursday that airs at noon on HAN.network. Tracy, thanks so much for joining me and having some Straight Talk, our own version of Straight Talk here.
It's always a pleasure, Kate. Thank you.
All right. Well, we are going to step out for another break. We'll be back with more FCIAC Tailgate after this.
At Pamby Motors, we're not worried about being the biggest dealership. We're focused on being the best. We're dedicated to giving you the best experience we can. The Pamby Motors team is here to help you choose the right Chrysler, Jeep, Dodge, or Ram in a friendly, pressure-free environment. And right now, during the summer clearance event, you'll find some of our best prices too. Like this lease on a 2017 Ram Quad Cab Express for $149 a month. Visit Pamby Motors, Route 7 in Richfield, PambyZone.com.
CT City Lacrosse is dedicated to the growth of lacrosse for youth and high school players. Directed by Stanford High head coach Mike Nazaro, we help players reach full potential on and off the field. With an indoor facility in Stanford, we offer year-round training, camps, clinics, and private instruction. Visit ctcitylax.com for more. CT City Lacrosse.
At Budget Blinds, we're in business to frame the light, the day, and the night. So we give you an exclusive combination of high style, expert service, our no surprises pricing, and our no questions asked warranty. We believe that everyone, at every budget, deserves style and service. Isn't that a beautiful place to be?
Canaan Foreign Car. Yes, New Canaan Foreign Car has been servicing all makes of foreign cars for over 50 years. We also buy, sell, and consign cars too. We can help you with all your automotive needs from service to sales. Call us at 203-966-2681.
Back on FCIAC Tailgate at New Canaan High School. Frank Ornito with John Kovach, Kevin Coleman, joined now by the sports editor for the New Canaan Advertiser, Dave Stewart. Dave, we had you on Sports yesterday. A lot of fun, but we are finally into full countdown mode now. They've got the game clock set up here. Specialists about to come out. We're about to take a look at the interview from our fall sports tour with the New Canaan captains. What are you expecting from the Rams tonight?
You know, it's always interesting at the beginning of the season just to see what they come out with. But I like the returning skill players they have. I like guys on defense like Grant Morse, Garrett Braden, people like that. I like their linemen. They got a couple of big guys out there. And, of course, Drew Pine and Quentin O'Connell is really the connection they have.
I'm glad you mentioned Grant Morse, because when you look at players to watch in this game, John, for St. Joe's, it's a lot of offensive talent. Grant Morse is unique in two ways. Is he not only the next great linebacker potentially here at New Canaan that's come through in the past few years, looking at James Frere, Cass Knox, Cole Harris, he is their punter and kicker. I think this game is going to come down to a special teams moment, whether he's controlling field position or a big field goal. He is a big player for me in tonight's game.
Early season games put the spotlight on special teams more than any other, I think. Early season and late season games. Because early season, have you practiced it enough? Have we installed it enough? Have we gotten him enough reps? Have we done enough reps in terms of maintaining your lanes, how we're going to cover whatever's going to happen? I would not be surprised for a special teams play to be big in this and that to test him. But I also think the linebackers have their work cut out for them tonight, because St. Joe's, when I saw them in their jamboree a couple weeks ago, made a living on the 6-yard out, the 6-yard out, the 6-yard out, the stick, the 6-yard stick, the slant. They tested the linebackers. They're trying to get him to come up with a crossing route. They're trying to get him to go back on it. They're trying to open up that level. These linebackers are going to have their eyes on a swivel tonight to see what's coming at them.
Kevin, offensively, the Rams lose Ryan O'Connell and Graham Braden. 1,900 yards combined rushing last season. Of course, O'Connell, part of that 500 club, receiving and rushing. I mean, what does this offense have to do now to make up for that lost yardage?
Well, that's why I want to see how Owen Shin does. I think that's a big question mark, and I'm excited to see how he does with the running game, because right now I think you like to see him there. But Quentin O'Connell, I want to see that chemistry again, because we saw during the Grip It and Rip It tournament, being able to speak to Drew Pine and Quentin, you could tell just off the field they had that chemistry. They also mentioned how well it was on the field. I want to see it tonight, and I think that you're going to see it throughout the season, but it starts tonight, and I'm glad you brought up the special teams, John, because you and I spoke about how if you're St. Joe's and you're running the ball well with Sheardon, you kill some clock, field goals could be pretty big in the second half.
You can't have drives and come up with zeros. If you chew up 6-8 minutes, you better get something.
New Canaan definitely has the special team edge. Kicking-wise, Morse was 6 of 9 last year, where Luke Kirby for St. Joe's just 3 of 9, but only a sophomore, now a junior. You mentioned Owen Shin. Dave, do you think at some point in time this year we could possibly see Quentin O'Connell moving into the backfield, similar to what his older brother Ryan did from his junior to senior year?
Yeah, I think that's definitely possible. Quentin can do just about anything out there, and he's just an exceptional athlete, and he showed that last year. He's got a real good connection with Drew Pine, but if you put him in the backfield a few times, he could do a lot of damage there. And I think if Owen Shin should stumble, so to speak, that Quentin O'Connell could be somebody you could see there taking over.
And, of course, J.R. Moore, we expect to play a big role back there as well. The sophomore was used a lot in goal line and short yardage situations. Maybe he's a third down back. Let's look back, though, on our FCIAC Fall Sports Tour and hear what the Rams captains had to say heading into this 2017 season. On the campus of New Canaan High School, this is the HAN Network's 2017 Fall Sports Tour. I'm Frank Ornito, sitting alongside the football captains for the Rams. They are Grant Morse, Seamus O'Hora, Jake Ciancio, and Sean Knight. Boys, thank you for taking time with us this afternoon. Fresh up from practice. Sean, let me start with you. How has preseason been going for the Rams so far?
Oh, it's been going great. Everyone's showing up. Everyone's putting in the work. We're getting better every day. We got younger kids stepping it up. Older guys that know the system, they're teaching. It's just going great so far.
Jake, you guys are coming off a 4th consecutive state championship. Talk to us a little bit about your first 2 years winning state championships and what those emotions were like.
Oh, it was amazing. There's nothing like winning a state championship. It's a experience I'll never forget. But we have a chip on our shoulder, and we're going again this year, and we're gonna work towards it every day just to get that feeling again.
Seamus, let me ask you this. If the Rams are going to win a 5th state championship in a row, a 3rd one for you guys with the varsity program, what are they going to have to do during the season this year?
I think we're just going to have to be consistent every game. We're not going to have to take a half or a quarter off. We're going to have to play consistent all the way through. And just like the Turkey Bowl, we played our best half in the second half, but not a good first half, so we were that close. We have to stay consistent.
Grant, the Turkey Bowl was brought up. We've got to touch upon it here. Obviously, the biggest rival, the biggest game in the state of Connecticut each year at New Canaan and Darien. What are the Rams thinking right now as they try to end a tough losing streak on Thanksgiving this season?
I mean, we're playing it one game at a time right now, and I know we just got to play well and go out there and bring our best guys like we always do.
Well, you talk about bringing your best guys. Who are some of the other players outside of this room right here we can expect to make an impact for the Rams this season?
I know Pine has showed up in preseason a lot, and you saw him last year, and Quentin O'Connell has been looking really good. Garrett Braden, too. he's doing really well out there. So.
Seamus, you guys will have a couple of scrimmages coming up in the next couple of weeks. What do you want to see the Rams get out of those preseason games to make sure you're ready for week 1?
I think we just need to become more of a team. By position, we look pretty well, but I think once we start putting it together, we'll be a lot more smooth, and we'll have a good chemistry that'll help us on the field.
Jake, you guys open up week 1 against St. Joe's. They were a state runner-up last year. They bring back a lot of players. It's going to be a marquee game. What are the Rams thinking heading into that early season opening matchup?
Well, it's definitely circling on our calendar, and it has been, ever since we played them in Grip It and Rip It. But, I think if we come to play and, we're really coming together, and I think we're going to be ready for that game, I'm looking forward to it.
Sean, if you guys want to set goals for the season, what does this team want to accomplish, and what are you going to have to do to accomplish those goals this year?
Well, we want to go 1-0 every week. We want to win every game, take each game at a time, and win it. And what we're going to have to do is obviously have great teamwork, chemistry. Everyone's got to be working together in sync, and everyone's got to be working hard.
Boys, thank you so much for taking time out of your busy preseason to talk with us. We want to wish you and the Rams best of luck this season. We'll see you on that opening Friday night when you guys get St. Joe's here at Dunning.
Thank you.
Alongside the football captains of New Canaan High School, this is the HAN Network's 2017 Fall Sports Tour. Stay tuned as we roll on through the rest of the conference. A lot of optimism from the Rams. I like that they are focused on the task at hand. You're teetering on an error right now. Canaan's lost 5 straight Thanksgiving games. In my opinion, as an alumni too, I really think that overshadows 4 consecutive state championships.
That really does, and then New Canaan Darien game, the rivalries are so important here that's like a championship game in and of itself every year. So that's really been the real sticking point for New Canaan in the last few years. I mean, they're winning state championships. They did beat Darien twice for a state championship, but not being able to get that second shot at them the last couple of years has really hurt the team.
But it is only on the back of the mind right now as they keep focused on the task at hand, and that is tonight when the defending Class M runner-up St. Joe's Cadets come into town. For more on these St. Joe's Cadets, we're going to step aside. Kate's got another community piece for us, looking at some construction and additions being made to the high school up in Trumbull. That's coming up after the break on FCIAC Tailgate.
Want a new experience in car buying? Scap Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram with one of the largest inventories of new 2- and 4-door Wranglers. We are Connecticut's Wrangler headquarters. Come visit our new Ram Truck Center. Browse our websites, scapchryslerjeep.com or scapdodge.net to find the new Jeep, Chrysler Dodge car, minivan, or Ram truck you've been looking for. Just 2 miles from both I-95 or the Merritt Parkway exit 44. Save thousands right now during the Jeep Celebration event and Ram Power Days. Now through September 30th.
Know it's your busy season, and that's why Walter Stewart's Market is here to make things easy by offering the best of autumn under one roof. Walter Stewart's Market is your local one-stop fall shop. There are so many seasonal flavors to savor, and Stewart's has them all, from Blue Jay Orchard's local cider donuts to Vermont Farmstead cheddar and all of your favorite varieties of local apples and pears. Walter Stewart's Market, 229 Elm Street, New Canaan, and find us at stewartsmarket.com.
At the Kitchen Center of Connecticut, our showroom offers quality cabinetry and countertops, free consultation with our expert design staff, and affordable pricing. For all other home improvement needs, visit Northeast Building Supply, our full-service lumberyard and window showroom. The Kitchen Center, a division of Northeast Building Supply, Barnum Avenue, Bridgeport.
At the office of Dr. David Oshiro of Darien, we provide high-quality and personalized orthodontic treatment in a professional and caring environment. We make treatment fun for our young patients and believe it's never too late to have a healthy and beautiful smile. Call now for an appointment and find out more at droshiro.com.
Black Horse Garage, we fulfill all your sports car needs. We specialize in manufacturer-recommended service and aftermarket high-performance parts and installation. We have one of the nation's top storage facilities and offer a high-end collision department that understands your need for detail. Visit blackhorsegarage.com for more.
Back to FCIAC Tailgate on the HAN Network. I'm Kate Chaplensky, and I'm excited to have with me now St. Joseph High School Principal Jim Keene and Athletic Director Kevin Butler to tell us more about a special project that's underway. Gentlemen, so happy to have you both.
Thanks for having us. Thank you, Kate.
All right, so Principal Keene, first tell us a little bit about this project. It's a new health and wellness center, yes?
It's a health and wellness center. It's going to be about 4,500 square feet, state-of-the-art facility, and it'll all be enclosed in glass. It'll be part of our regular academic program as well. So this is how physical education meets 2017. And it's under construction right now. We hope to open it for school in early January. And the facility is going to open from 6:30 in the morning until 5:30 every day.
Wow. And so, Kevin, for you as an athletic director, what's a project like this like to have for the students?
It's amazing. It's very exciting. We just finished our second turf project last year, so to have the 2 stadium turf fields now and a state-of-the-art 2-floor strength and conditioning facility with a cardio floor and a strength floor. We're going to have some indoor turf in there, 6 power squat rack areas. It's just going to be absolutely gorgeous. And the school is approved, which is going to be another great asset for the program, a full-time health and wellness director. So we're in the process of that search right now, who will manage the facility under our department, which we're just really excited about.
Exciting. And now St. Joseph is a tight-knit community. So what's been kind of that community response to this new project?
Oh, they're loving this. Yeah. And this is going to be for the athlete and for the student who's not an athlete. And it'll be open during the school day. Our kids will be able to go there during study and things like that.
It's exciting. And now I have to ask you both, obviously, big game tonight. Kevin, do you have a message for your team out there?
Yeah, just really proud of the way the coaching staff and all of our guys work together. Our staff's been together for a long time. They put a lot of time in, and tonight's going to be a classic game. 2 great programs. New Canaan does a wonderful job every year with their program. Our coaching staff and kids are ready to go tonight, and we're expecting a great game from both sides.
And now, Principal Keene, same question for you.
Oh, a big shout out to Coach Dell and our coaching staff. Wonderful kids. They've been working hard. We're thrilled.
All right, well, we're so excited about this new Health and Wellness Center. Next time we're on the tour, we'll go see it. Yes, I'm excited.
Thank you.
All right, well, we're going to step out for a break here on FCIAC Tailgate. We'll be back with more after this.
Now teeing off, Paul Miller from Miller Nissan in Fairfield.
Excuse me, Mr. Miller. What about my new Sentra?
Right now, lease a 2017 Sentra S for only $97 a month.
He is never going to retire.
UK Gourmet is the largest specialty grocer in the area, featuring food from England, Ireland, Scotland, and Wales. Over 80 teas to choose from and a brilliant assortment of biscuits to go with them. Over 70 cheeses from grass-fed cows, which makes a smashing difference in taste. The creamiest chocolate you'll ever taste using no artificial colors or preservatives. So say hooray for UK Gourmet, 78 Stony Hill Road in Bethel, or visit ukgourmet.us.
In Sports Trumbull, the game is always on inside. Registration is now open for our fitness training programs for high school athletes. The In Sports Performance Center is offering blast speed classes, athletic functional movement assessments, and both men's and women's elite speed and strength training. Our premier programs help bring athletes to the next level. Call 203-268-1214 for more information. Like and follow us on Facebook.
Manfredi New Canaan is celebrating 3 exceptional years selling Rolex watches and fine jewelry to the Fairfield County community. We appreciate all our loyal clients and look forward to welcoming and helping you discover the perfect gift to celebrate life's most important occasions. Bankwell combines the best personalized service with high-tech banking features for our customers' convenience. We pride ourselves on being a strong community partner. You don't settle for average in anything else you do. Why settle for an average bank? Don't just bank when you can bank well instead. Visit mybankwell.com for more. Bankwell combines the best.
Back on FCIAC Tailgate on the HAN Network, joined again with John Kovach, Kevin Coleman, Dave Stewart. I'm Frank Renito, and we look now at the St. Joe's Cadets heading into the 2017 season. And before we hear from their captains, let's talk a little bit about this team. And John, the first thing that comes to mind when you mention the St. Joe's teams is their offense.
Exactly, and it's a question mark this year because they have a new quarterback who, it's not just a new starter, it's a new student. It's somebody who transferred from Ward and David Summers, and he stepped right in. And in watching him in grip it and rip it back in July and then watching him into preseason, this is a young man who has stepped into this, and he's running this offense as if he designed it and called it.
Well, it's a very easy offense to step into when you've got a receiver like Jared Malazzi standing out there for you.
Jared Malazzi is so much fun to watch, guys. I'm really looking forward to seeing him. And that's where New Canaan's defense really needs to step up. They're going to have a hard time dealing with Malazzi. But another guy I think you got to look out for is Phil Pesmeg at the tight end position. 8 touchdown catches last year. I think he's a guy that, that's a guy that I think St. Joe's, if David Summers can't find Malazzi, that's kind of his safety net right there.
Why do you have to steal my X Factor?
I'm
coming back to that.
You can still have it.
But but he makes a good point, and I'm sure you were going to. But that Z position, that tight end that you can flex out a little bit, that you can back off the ball. if you can get a versatile player like Pesmeg is, you can do so much with that and really deceive teams.
Especially, too, when you think about Malazi is going to require more than one defender. You have to pay extra special attention to him. He's going to be in the slot, on the outside, in the backfield. They'll motion him, use him everywhere, Dave. Someone who I think is almost being forgotten about now because of the record-setting season that Malazi had last year is Jaden Sheridan, the freshman who ran for 1,100 yards in his rookie year.
Yeah, he's definitely a big part. There's just so many weapons in this offense, and Sheridan can really bring it if you need to, mix it up a little bit. You can't just focus on Summers and Malazzi and Pesmeg because he can bring it to you. And I think another thing that's going to be tested tonight is New Canaan's secondary lost Jackson Apelt, Tommy Root, Ryan O'Connell. They have Sean Knight back, very excellent player, but they're kind of untested, and this is a tough offense to have your first varsity game against.
It's a very bad matchup in week one, and Apelt was a one-year starter on defense. He played 2 years on offense, but he did a great job at the safety position. Losing O'Connell and Root, 2-year starters at the cornerback positions, and you think about how much Chris Silvestri likes to blitz, that could throw a wrench into the defensive plans. Let's hear what the Cadets captains had to say on our 2017 Fall Sports Tour as they looked ahead to this upcoming season. On the campus of St. Joseph High School, this is the HAN Network's 2017 Fall Sports Tour. I'm Frank Renito, sitting alongside the Cadets football captains for the upcoming season. They are Jude Angieski, Jared Malazzi, Michael Diorio, Jesse Vayu, and Connor Murphy. Boys, thank you for taking time with us this afternoon. Jude, let me start with you. Being named a captain before your senior season, what did that mean to you?
It meant a lot to me ever since I was probably in about 2nd grade. I knew I wanted to come here. My dad, who played football here, I just always knew I wanted to come here, and it was a dream for me to become a captain, and it's just been crazy ever since I've been named captain.
Jared, let's take a look back at last season. Obviously not the ending you guys wanted to have, but a great run there in the state tournament. How do you build off that experience from 2016 and carry it into 2017 now?
It's always motivating us, like right away, right after that game. We all told each other like it was a big loss, but you got to keep our heads up. The next season's already underway, and through the summer we all came together as a team with this group of captains. There's a lot of leaders on this group, and we really showed up for the younger kids. And, like, we're trying to bring them up and motivate them to do something that we couldn't do yet.
And Mike, let's talk a little bit now about that summer off season. Really no off season in this sport. What are the Cadets doing after that state championship through preseason camp to make sure everyone is ready when you get back this year?
Well, first off, we got in the weight room probably 2 days after the game, and us being captains, usually captains have to tell their players, like, get in the weight room, but we didn't have to do that much this year. Everyone kind of had a chip on their shoulder, came out ready to work right away.
Jesse, now let's talk a little bit about the emotions getting back onto the field alongside your teammates. What are those first days in pads like back here at St. Joe's?
Everyone's got great energy at practice. You just see the fight in everyone's eyes from the last game we played, coming out there knowing that last time we played we're 0-1.
Connor, preseason camp now, you guys have had a couple scrimmages, a jamboree under your belts. What have you seen from the squad so far that's impressed you? What are some of your takeaways early on here?
I really like the way the younger kids, the new kids, have adapted to the defense and the offense. They really know the plays, and everything's just coming together very nicely.
You got about 10 days now before you guys will open up down at New Canaan. What do the Cadets need to do on and off the field in that time frame to make sure you are ready for that opening weekend?
Effort and attitude.
Jesse, we'll come back to you now. You guys look ahead. You've got New Canaan, a 4-time defending state champion. What's been the message from the coaching staff, from the captains to the team leading into that game week?
Just play how we know we can. Just play football, not look at their jerseys.
Mike, you guys have got a transfer quarterback coming in this year. How has he adapted to being a part of this offense, and how does David look so far in the season?
David looks good. He had trouble adapting to the plays at first, but I feel like we're doing a great job at getting him introduced to our scheme, and he's really building a great chemistry with our offense.
Jared, who are some of the other guys that might be stepping up, playing a role for the Cadets this year, and we should keep an eye out for?
I'd like to say probably Phil Pasmeg, definitely, and Jesse Bike from the wide receiver standpoint, and also Jaden. They've been working really hard, and they've been really proving themselves, even just being juniors and being a sophomore running back. The last season they did pretty good, but this year they've been working on their craft.
Jude, if you guys wanted to set goals for the season, what is this team hoping to accomplish together?
Win games, really. Make it back to state championship, you know. Got moved down in our class. It's going to be a little bit more difficult for us to make it this year, but that's the ultimate goal.
Hopefully this is the year an FCIAC team gets to knock off Ansonia. Guys, just one more question here. Is there a game on the calendar you're most looking forward to this season?
New Canaan, week 1.
You guys like that answer across the board?
I got a different answer. Trumbull on Thanksgiving is a big one. They really embarrassed us last year, and I feel like we had a couple injuries that prevented us from playing our A game, but we're looking to get back at them.
I like that you guys are focused on week 1, but you got to have the rivalry in the back of your mind at all times. Great job today, guys. We're really excited to see you in 9 days on that opening night. We want to wish you and the Cadets best of luck this season.
Thank you.
Alongside the football captains at St. Joseph, this is the HAN Network's 2017 Fall Sports Tour. Stay tuned as we roll on through the rest of the conference. So a lot for the Cadets to be happy about looking back on last season. A tough loss to Hill House. That was a game. They had a 21-20 lead at halftime. Really a tale of two halves, as clear as it is, but this is a new team now here in 2017.
You've got to know that the guys who came back from that team remember that. I remember following that game on the radio. Oh, hey, they're up. Good for St. Joe's. And then coming back out of whatever I was doing, I missed something really important.
We talked a little bit about their pace at the beginning of the show, John. They can go very, very fast, and they are very efficient while doing it. They'll get up on the line, get a playoff within 15, 20 seconds of the last play. One thing that's going to stand out to me tonight, though, at a certain point in time, the Cadets are going to have to be able to control the clock. They don't need to go fast. They need to slow things down, maybe try to ice over Drew Pine, Dave, and keep that offense of New Canaan off the field.
Yeah, I mean, this is going to be a game where you don't want the ball in the other team's the hands of the other team's offense, just because they can really light it up. As far as icing Drew Pine, I don't know that. I think he's got such a good head on his shoulders right now. He's got a year under his belt. He looks so strong out there. He's just a calm and cool guy. So I think that the best bet for the Cadets in controlling Pine would be to keep him off the field, may run the ball a little bit with Sheridan and keep it going for themselves.
We know David Summers has to adjust to playing with a new team today. As tough a matchup as we thought this might be for the New Canaan secondary, David Summers did not want to see a Chris Silvestri-led defense to start his career at St. Joe's. New Canaan is going to blitz a lot. They're going to blitz early and often, Kevin. Big key for me, St. Joe's has got to win first and second down. Give yourself third and manageable.
Well, the other key, too, for Summers is how is his composure going to be? Like you mentioned, how you think the Rams are going to blitz a lot. How is he going to be in the pocket? I think how is his line going to protect him? So this is a junior quarterback who goes into a new system this year after being at Ward last year. How can he develop in this game 1 here, first week against New Canaan? This is going to be a tough matchup for him, but I also think it's going to be exciting for him to get that experience.
We're going to take a look at the rest of the FCIAC slate when we get back. Kate's going to join us. Uneducated guesses or picks are coming up depending on what side of the camera you're on. We'll be right back on FCIAC Tailgate.
If you've ever thought about owning a motor coach or learning about what it's like to travel the open road in superior style and comfort, then contact Dave's RV Center in Danbury, Connecticut. Offering the best quality Class A motorhomes from Newmar, travel trailers and fifth wheel lines from Surveyor, and a toy hauler line from Work and Play. Choose from Newmar's Gas Line, Baystar and Canyon Star, or from Newmar's Diesel Line, Ventana and Dutch Star. And with unparalleled service and maintenance, Dave's RV is committed to keeping you and your motor coach safely on the road and enjoying it to the fullest. Stop by their showroom, 2 Industrial Plaza Road, Danbury, Connecticut, or call 877-483-3866.
Portofino Restaurant and Wine Bar in Bethel, fresh and simple food is our concept. Owned and operated by brothers Rocco and Louie, Portofino has a distinct and diverse food and drink menu. Open Tuesday through Sunday. Come join us for live local music on Tuesdays and Sundays, Wednesday nights for mouthwatering prime rib, and every Thursday night is ladies' night. Planning a party? All our catering menus are personalized to suit your event and your budget. Join us at the Dolan Plaza, 213 Greenwood Ave, Bethel, and call us at 203-797-8131. Like us on Facebook. Dr. Stephen Molinaro and Peter Healy of Family Practice Dentistry and Laser Dental Care have served Ridgefield patients for over 22 years. We offer a conservative approach with drill-less techniques, preventative care, and cosmetic procedures in a relaxed environment. New patients and families welcome. Call today. Dr. Stephen
Looking for a great test prep program, tutoring to boost your grades, or a blast-off tour with the college of your dreams, C2 Education is here to help. There is nothing one-size-fits-all about our programs. We offer customized tutoring and test prep for each student. Call us today at 203-423-3328.
Back on FCIAC Tailgate at New Canaan High School, we are getting closer and closer to the FCIAC kickoff here in Week 1. We got a full slate of games, though. Let's look around the conference. Dave, we're going to start with your alma mater. First night game at the new Gaglio Field for Trinity Catholic. They are hosting the Danbury Hatters.
I'm definitely not going with Danbury in this one. I like the even though they're a small team, I like Trinity Catholic in this game just because they're opening their field. I think there's going to be a lot of heart, a lot of fight in them, and they've got a big class of freshmen coming in. You don't know what you're going to get from them, but they have some guys there who can play. So I think that's a good spot for them.
All right, Kate, first pick of the year. Trinity, Danbury.
All right, well, I'm going to wave my HAN Network terrible towel. Sorry, not terrible towel. HAN Network towel. Sorry.
Trademark.
Oh, boy. Here we go.
Whoops. I'm going to go with the Hatters on this one, Frank.
Oh, man. Kevin, your thoughts?
I think I'm going to go with the Hatters as well. I think this is a team that's very motivated this year. I think I like them on the road. I know this is going to be a tough battle. I know Trinity's opening up the new stadium, but I like the Hatters as well.
Trinity at home, all heart. You're never going to get another chance to play your first game on that new field. It's I just think talent-wise, I think Trinity is where Danbury needs to get.
Trinity, you look at them last year, Dave, how they opened up the season Week 1 against New Canaan. I know they're a small team. This will be the only time this year where they are 100% healthy. Trinity by more than a touchdown today.
I like it. I like the sound of that.
Let's go Staples and Bridgeport Central.
I got to go Staples in that one. That's that's a good, strong program. I know they've been 5-5 last year, but I think this is one that they can't afford to lose right out of the gate like that, and I think they'll handle it.
I'm going to go with Staples as well.
Yeah, it's got to be the Wreckers. No offense, but I think it's the Wreckers.
Staples, they'll control the clock better. Bridgeport Central will pop off a couple of long runs on them, a couple of long passes, but Staples will control the clock.
The Wreckers cannot stay down much longer. Staples big in that one. Stanford at Ward. Black Knights won 28-7 last year, but this is a different Ward team.
I'm still going to go with Stanford in this one. I think Stanford tends to start out their seasons well and then kind of fade at the end, but I think right out of the gate in this one they'll take this.
All right, I'm going to take Fairfield Ward.
Ooh, I'm going to go with Stanford. I like what Dave had to say there. I think this is a talented Ward team, but I think Stanford's going to get the job done.
Kate's on to the Ward bandwagon this year.
I think it's going to be Stanford, but I think that's going to be a tighter game than a lot of people think. We'll learn a lot about Ward. How do they replace David Summers, who we're going to see here at New Canaan playing for St. Joe's in a little bit? I think Stanford does win that.
Stanford by 2 scores. Cameron Freckleton starts his all-state bid run tonight. Next one up, we've got Norwalk at Hamden, only game outside the conference.
I've heard a lot about Hamden being pretty good, but I'm going to go with Norwalk in this one with A.J. Hall leading the way.
All right, I'm going to take the Bears because I love their mascot.
There you go.
I agree with Dave. I like A.J. Hall this year. I think he's going to be an absolute stud. Norwalk all the way.
I think we've got Gordon, the sophomore quarterback for Norwalk. His first time under the lights there. He's stepped up all preseason. Let's see how he does when it counts.
Hamden definitely trending up after that 2-8 season, but I like Norwalk. They're a good middle-of-the-pack team this year. A.J. Hall, too much of an X factor. Makes a big play on special teams. That's going to be the game breaker. Wilton hosting McMahon, Dave. Wilton, not far from being a playoff team last year.
I like Wilton. I don't like him too big, but I like Wilton in this one.
All right, I'm going to go with Wilton as well.
I got to go with my guy, Bruce Cunningham. I mean, he's a great coach, one of the best in the FCIAC. I got to give it to Wilton here.
McMahon and A.J. Albano coach team is not going to stay down for long. They are hungry to get back on the field after going 0-10 last year. This is where they snapped at.
Not hungry enough. Wilton, big. Let's go to Saturday. West Hill hosting the newly coached Fairfield Ludlow Falcons. What does Mitch Ross bring to the table game 1?
Not a lot, I think, in this one. I'm going to go with West Hill in this one. West Hill, I thought they were solid last year at 4-6. They probably could have been a little better than that, and I think they'll continue to trend up.
All right, I'll take the Vikings on this one.
Wait, what?
Ooh, whoa. Wait, say that one more time. Say that one more time.
Wait, what?
You're going against Ludlow?
Oh,
it's official?
well, listen, it's official, okay?
Man.
I don't need to be I'm sorry.
I think Ludlow is actually going to come out and play pretty hard, but I think it's going to be the Vikings all the way.
If you follow the West Hill program and the way they've trended over the past 3 to 4 years, this is a team that spends all year working to get better each fall. They started tonight. They go out and have a lot of fun in top Ludlow.
4-6 was West Hill last year. They continue to improve heading into this year. Now, 3 huge games on the calendar. 5 state playoff teams, 1 that missed out via tiebreaker. Let's start tonight at Tiger Hollow, the defending #1 team in the state, Darien against Ridgefield. Dave,
you know, it's hard to pick against Darien. I think it's I don't think this is as easy a pick as some people are making it out to be, but I'm going to go with Darien here. Ridgefield does have the advantage of playing at home at Tiger Hollow, which is always tough for any visitor, but I think Darien right now is the team to go with.
All right, sorry, Kevin, Blue Wave.
Hey, listen, that's all right. I think, Dave, you're absolutely right. I think it's so hard to not pick the Darien Blue Wave. I'm gonna go with the upset tonight. The record stops.
Do you got a Tiger shirt under there?
Not tonight. The boomerang doesn't come out just yet, but I'm picking the Tigers tonight in an upset at Tiger Hollow.
I just have a feeling that Kevin might be right. I just think it has to, that 0 gets heavy after a while. I think it might be tonight.
Ooh. Close in the first half. Gets wide in the second. Darien big.
It is the type of game that if Ridgefield keeps it close, even if they lose, that's a win for them. So
I think it's close for a half. Second half, Darien's offense finds itself. Saturday, Greenwich at Trumbull from Sacred Heart. These teams both 7-3 last year. The Cardinals get the nod into the state tournament via the tiebreaker. Who do you like tomorrow?
You know, Trumbull's is always a hard team to figure, but I like Greenwich, and I really think this is the lock of the week. I think Greenwich is going to win that one big.
All right, I'm going to go with Trumbull on this as a former Trumbull Times editor.
I've been all aboard the Gavin Muir train. I think he was excellent in the grip and ripper tournament. I love the way he is in the pocket. I'm going to go with the Greenwich Cardinals.
First look at Colton Nicholas. What are you expecting?
I think it's a shootout. I think Trumbull uncharacteristically tries to get vertical. I think you see a high-scoring game, but you can't go against Greenwich when the score gets high.
Definitely going to be a lot of fun in that one. I give the nod to the Cardinals. They're trending up in the right direction. Maybe a year away from their full potential, but they take care of business tomorrow. And then we look at tonight's game. St. Joseph looking to become just the 20th time that the Rams have lost in Dunning since it opened in 1997. They've already done it twice, Dave, back in 2007 and in 2010. They took down the Rams. Is this the 3rd time they can take down mighty New Canaan?
I'm the sports editor of New Canaan Advertiser, so I'm going to stick with the Rams.
There you go.
And this one, I think, I'll give you a final score. I think the score is going to be somewhere around 35-17 for New Canaan.
All right, I'm going to go with New Canaan.
I like the Rams. I think Drew Pine's going to come out and put on a show for the home crowd.
I've been trying for about the past half hour to justify picking the upset here. I think it's tight. I think it's a 1-score game, but I think New Canaan wins home field advantage and just having been there.
You don't really appreciate how important that home field advantage is, but 19 losses in 19 years is something to brag about. One thing we didn't mention, and we'll get into more in the broadcast, this would be the all-time record-setting win for Coach Marinelli. The players are very aware of it, and the Rams carry him tonight. They'll carry him off the field as well.
That's true, and you know what Lou's done here. Lou's really a legend, at this point, and what he's done in New Canaan has just been incredible. I mean, just the longevity here, and to be able to do what he's done and change with the times, change the style of play over the years. He's an adapter.
Players have taken the field. Warm-ups are underway. We are inside of 75 minutes to kick off. For Dave Stewart, Kate
Unless
Chaplensky,
you're watching the rerun.
Kate Chaplensky, Frank Renito, and John Kovacs. We are going to see you at 6:45 for pregame. Thank you for tuning in. Make sure you're back. Kickoff at 7 only on the HAN Network. No more soccer.